So it's official. The long-range AAP-01 build looks absolutely friggin' naked, and it's time we throw an optic on it. This, which I have opened up already because it came in an unmarked package, and I didn't really know what it was. I knew that I had ordered this, or at least it was being sent to me. The company Pinty sent this to me. This was a sponsored item for this project, and this is actually what I wanted. So that's really cool. I was looking into getting a Prism optic, which is just convenient. They had one that I thought looked really cool, and I'd love to check it out and see if it looks nice on the AAP-01. So they sent it to me. They also said that if you choose to, swing into the link in my description, use code STUPID in all capitals, and off of their website, if you want to pick one of these up for your build or anything else, you get 15% off, which is really cool. This, like I said, is a Prism. I haven't dove into it at all. I just opened the box because it was an unnamed package, and I didn't know if it was what it was. So you got a cloth and whatnot, but we want to get into the meat and potatoes of it. Now, with this build, being that it's a long-range AAP build, I had kind of decided that I wanted to go for not necessarily a sniper scope, but not a red dot either. I wanted something like that middle ground, but also a little fancy. And I had something with this style in mind, but this is a lot bigger than I had thought it was going to be. For some reason, I thought it was going to be smaller when I had saw it on the website. I didn't check the dimensions or specs at all. Looks awesome. Love the matte finish on it. I am going to wind up painting it. I'm going to have to be careful because of the fiber optics and whatnot. And I'll kind of explain the idea behind, from my understanding, how this works and what a Prism scope is. So this scope does not require any batteries, but it does reflect like a red or like an infrared light on the inside of the optic. And it does that by collecting light through this fiber optic and sending it down into the sight picture, which is really cool. It looks like it does come with a kill flash, which is cool. You don't often see that, so I assume, yeah, you can remove the kill flash. The kill flash is huge, not only because like it's going to kill that flashing look, so you're not going to see like any glare from the sun if someone's looking at you, if you're hiding, which is exactly what I need. And also, even more beneficial, it protects your scope from BBs. So you don't have to put one of those ridiculously like ugly blast shields in the front of the scope. They just don't look right. It has iron sights on the top and the back. The front has a fiber optic, and the rear is, it's like an old school like M16 sight, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something different, but it almost looks like that. These are your caps for your windage and elevation adjustments. So you have to pop the caps off to adjust them. This is your elevation. I don't know if you can hear that. That's huge. I love a clicking function. It makes it feel overall higher quality. So that's really cool too. I love when, I don't mind caps. Caps are cool because you can obviously keep it sighted in. It's nice to be able to adjust it on the fly if you need to. But when it comes to caps, you can paint over the caps. Like I'm going to wind up spray painting this, obviously camouflaging it. And then you could still see the windage and elevation adjustment, like notches, numbers, and directions, which is super nice. And then you can just throw the cap back on and it covers it. So that's super cool. My neighbor just started mowing the lawn, so hopefully that doesn't kill the sound. So it has a cap on the rear, and then this is your focus. Does the cap come off? Okay, yeah, so the cap comes off. It's like a rubber cap. And then here's your focus dial. You can focus it in as you need to get a clearer sight picture. And then throw this guy up. But when this is up, you can't really see the irons if you wanted to use them, which I probably will wind up utilizing the irons because, you know, if anyone's ever close range, you can use this close range too. So I might even install this guy like downwards, so prise down, so that you can use the irons at the same time, and this will just rest on the back. Cool. And it's got like a nice like lizard type of texturing, like an alligator style texturing on it. And the cap's a little bit flimsy. It's like plastic. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it does click into place noticeably well. Here's your mounting hardware. Obviously, it does mount up and it stays nice and solid because these will fall into the rail mount. I do wish, I mean, I don't mind the fact that these are knobs out here, but I wish it almost kept that like futuristic, sleek look, and it had like screws on the inside. I might try and replace these, but I wish there weren't like nubs hanging out the sides. I almost wish they were flush with the base. Oh boy, let's install it. It's much larger than I thought, so I really, really hope that I'm gonna like it. And I hope I can get it into a position that I'm gonna like it, that'll keep it evenly weighted over the center of my hand and still have a nice, comfortable sight picture. I haven't even looked through this thing yet. Maybe, honestly, hold on. Let's see if we can get you guys to look through it first, and then we'll throw it on. So you can kind of sort of see what the sight picture looks like. It's hard to get the camera lined up with it, but it's got like that small little red reticle that comes from the fiber optic at the sight at the top, and then it's got your couple of measurements. You can't see them, but it does have some measurements that are on those lines. Oh, that's a little bit of a better picture. See as we kind of like look around there. It's a super clear sight picture when it's up to my eye. It's tough with the camera. All right, so let's throw this guy on. Just unscrew these. We're obviously going to have to tighten these down with a screwdriver of some sort. Now, where I want it to sit is going to be like here over the hand, because it's large. It's not heavy particularly, but it's also not light, especially being when this entire build is super light to begin with. So it does add a significant amount of weight to it overall, just because this is a printed body kit and the AAP is already plastic to begin with, and I have a carbon fiber suppressor up in the front. But that's kind of where I'd probably want it to sit. It's weighted directly over my hand here, which is arguably the most comfortable positioning. And I guess the most important thing now is, can I see through the sight? I can, a little bit. There's not a total lot of eye relief. I think that's eye relief, right? How far you can go backwards where you can still see that like sight picture. You kind of have to be pretty close to this one, if I'm being totally honest. Like you have to be pretty close. I'd say I'm like 3 or 4 inches with my eye away from it, which isn't that bad. But let's see if we can get a better angle of it here and see if we like the look of it. Because honestly, it's kind of a vibe. It looks like a Star Wars blaster. It's super futuristic, but like for a pistol carbine, kind of gnarly. With a nice paint job, that is going to be absolutely crazy. Where better to be than the range when you get a new optic, right? So bear with me. I only have 0.2s in here right now and propane, so this is probably going to be on the more aggressive side of shots. It might just overhop the crap out of everything, but I'm not entirely sure. Why is that mag not going all the way in? Weird. Okay. Never mind. We'll just use this mag. I don't know what brand mags that I have on my person right now, but I don't know. Let's adjust or get ready to adjust our windage and elevation. The threading on those is very, very slim, so be careful. Kind of wish the threading on that was a little bit longer. I'd feel more comfortable not like misthreading something. But let's see if we can zero this guy in a little bit. It's not going to be, I'm planning to run at least like 0.3s in here bare minimum, so up to 0.4s would be even better. We're just going to fire that little purple target down there. Damn. The red, like reticle, is so bright during the daytime. I wonder how that's going to fare at night, if that's even going to show at all. We are overhopping like crazy. That's what I get for using 0.2s. All right, well, I'm not going to adjust this in because I'm going to wind up adjusting this in for a higher weight of BBs at some point. Just kind of looking down the sights and seeing how good the sight picture is, as well as how it looks like following the BBs and whatnot, because that's important too. It looks awesome. And it is, believe it or not, they say waterproof and shockproof, which is huge. And the other thing that I really, really do like about it is I know with Pinty's optics, at least from what I've used so far over the last couple of weeks, they hold zero just fine, which is super important too. I don't know why, but I've been having trouble getting the mag to lock in. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like, I think it's the Novrich brands of mags. Yeah, these are the Novrich ones. The Novrich brand mags don't want to lock in. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know if, like, maybe I could shim it down a little bit or something, but I can't get those in. Oh, there we go. It went in. Maybe it just needs to wear in a little bit. Oh. Did we not? There we go. That's going to be absolutely mean when I get this up and running. And I actually really do like the way that looks. It definitely adds a significant amount of weight. Like, it almost doubles the weight of this thing just because, I mean, the AAP-01 is polymer, the body is printed. I have a fiber, carbon fiber suppressor on here, and this is like it's all polymer, plastic, nylon, reinforced and stuff. So it's super light. This definitely adds a significant amount of weight, but a solid optic is important, and it's not overly heavy for how big it is, but I kind of like it. Maybe the base, if the base was a little bit different looking, but it's really not that big of a deal. And like I said, I'm probably going to try and figure out if I can get different screws for this, something that sits flush, because I think it would just look so much nicer, and it would keep these out of the way for when I'm going to charge the handle, but they're really not in the way to begin with. Damn. Thanks, Pinty, for sending it out again. If you're interested in picking one of these guys up and testing it out for yourself, like I said, I can get you a pretty cheap discount code up in the description below. So, see you on the next adventure. Thanks for tuning in.